Guys, first off, congratulations on your new film and thank you for your time. I really appreciate it.
Of course.
Thank you. So, Natalie, we've obviously seen you do great work and stuff like The Tudors, Game of Thrones, Hunger Games, The Dark Crystal, etc. So I'm genuinely happy to see you leading biographical drama. I thought you were fantastic in this. So compared to all that work, how challenging is it when you're actually portraying someone who was real and did such great things? And as an actor, is there more pressure? Do you feel a higher sense of responsibility in your performance when it's someone who actually existed?
100%. You feel a great weight of responsibility, especially if it's someone who was so inspirational, trailblazing in their field, and had such a positive effect ultimately on hundreds of thousands of lives, which, she has accumulatively now, but by this point. So, yeah, you try not to think about it too much because it messes with your head a little bit. But I took my cues from Julia Fisher Farbman, our writer, our producer, who was almost like an honorary goddaughter of Audrey's. I looked to her to be like, am I doing this right? Do I sound like her? Do I move like her? Have I got her energy right? And then and Jimmy and I both got to meet a lot of people who knew Audrey and Dan before we started shooting. We got immersed into the community of CHOP and the community of Ronald McDonald House and Philadelphia, and that was a gift. I felt supported. Is what I'm saying. I didn't feel like I was just out of my ear, like go get it right. I felt like my hand was being held, and sorry, segue. I literally held Audrey's hand before she passed, during the course of our shoot, and that was a very special moment for me. And I felt like I was being given the nod that it's okay.
Wow, that sounds like an awesome experience. And like I said, you were wonderful on screen. Jimmy, you've been doing this for almost, I think, more than 20 years now, from Westworld to Star Wars, Star Trek, in the Newsroom, House of Cards, and recently Dark Matter. So some awesome work so far. So taking all that into consideration, how is this movie special to you, and how has portraying real life Dr. Dan DiAngelo inspired you as an actor, or perhaps in your real life, in your personal life?
Oh, well, thanks. Um, I, uh, I move through this craft, and I don't always know what I'm doing. I'm always just kind of experimenting and exploring. But it's the biggest part of my engine is empathy, and so something clicked with Dan right away for me once I started talking to Julia Fisher Farbman about the man himself. This comfort level, this almost desire to support, like it's part of me. I really feel strong in support, in like a support role, and Dan just kind of rolled that way as well. And I can't really describe it besides it just feels right. And so and Dan just stood by, and of course he had so many gifts of his own. He was on a beautiful trajectory and accomplished a lot of stuff. But it was then him being able to get inspired by this woman who had every odd against her, um, persevere, succeed, struggle, fail, flail, get back up. And so I was able to just like fall into that. And then Natalie is, such a brilliant actor, to find out that she's peach of a human on top of it. So, just personally in my work, that was how it worked out. But then, like I said, Julia Fisher Farbman helping us get to know these people, like Natalie said, spend time with Audrey before she passed, spend time with Dan Danjo's family, spend time with the whole CHOP faculty, everyone who knew these people and were just one to embrace us for telling the story that they've known so much longer than us. That they're like, finally, you're going to tell everybody. So it was a really novel, singular, beautiful experience.
Nice.
True.
Well,
Yeah.
before wrapping up, guys, Natalie, I just wanted to ask you, besides being entertained, what is something that you want the audience to take away with them when they go home after watching your movie?
That the individual can make a difference for the better. You know, I mean, that's what it speaks to me. It's like the world is a very tough place right now, and it's quite a scary place right now. And Audrey had this indefatigable faith and certainty that if she just stayed on the right path, that it would come good. But it required getting up and fighting every day. So, you know, it's like gotta to make the difference in a positive way. That's what that's what I take. That's what I take from Audrey. I have a picture of Audrey in my in like by my desk at home.
Wow.
Which, like I like she will always be with me. I have a photo of her, and it's that photo is there staring back at me. This beautiful photo of her, and it's like it's going like, why not? You know, why not? Think harder, work harder, be more ambitious, find another angle. It will be all right. That's what that photo is there to remind me.
I think people are gonna get the message when they see this film. It's a really good film, and I think it deserves a watch, definitely.